I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Dynamite in Austin, Texas. Tony, Taz, Excalibur on commentary at the HEB Center. This was, I stayed up late to watch this show. Usually I watch it in the morning, the day after. But I was like, you know what? I really want some Dynamite in my life. And so I started the show right when I got home from work. It was like 11 o'clock. And we started off with Kenny versus Rocky Romero. Wasn't a full-on, like, crazy match. It was just like, there were some great spots in this match that got me like, oh, shit. One more Rocky slides, and he's, like, celebrating. And Kenny gets that V-trigger on the back of him, like, back of his head. Bam! I was like, oh, my gosh. And he just, like, wiped the floor with Rocky. This was just a fun way to start the show. Then Tony Schiavone gets in the ring, and I like that Taz pokes fun at his clothes a little bit. He's like, well, who dresses Tony? And Kenny, you know, he's on the hunt. He's like, I'm on my path to get that AEW World Championship. MJF, you better watch out, because at Revolution, March 15th in LA, I will get my shot. I will get my opportunity. Next week in Las Vegas, he will face Andrade, who was facing Swerve tonight. And as Kenny's really building it all up, here comes Hangman. He's like, hey, whoa, wait a minute. Now, I'm after that World Championship. It ain't no Swerve. And guess who comes out? Swerve. He comes out. He's like, wait a minute, hold on. To both of you, I didn't get beat in that Fatal 4-Way for that championship. And someone in the crowd's like, burn his house down. To Kenny. And I was just, I laughed my ass off. But man. And these, you know, they all want the prize, which I love. Like, there's so many people after MJF, including a Brody, which they have a thing later on. But then here comes Don Fallis. Oh my gosh. I was like, please. But I love what Kenny did. He's like, Don, you keep talking, you keep doing these things, you keep saying these things, and guess what? I think it's just time to just whoop your ass. He goes chase after Don Callis. I'm like, please, Kenny, whoop this man's ass. No. Second match of the night, Jon Moxley versus Ace Austin. And this was Ace awesome. This was a really fun match. And, you know, Mox. But after Mox gets the win, here comes Takeshita. And I was like, ooh, Jon Moxley and Takeshita for that championship. That's what Takeshita wants. Then Mark and Doyle beat down Moxley. They beat him down. And they have a big tag team match tonight with FTR. I'm like, yes! Let's get new tag team champions! Shall we? Shall we? Crickets. Alright. TNT Championship match. Mark versus El Clone. El Clone, I am becoming a bigger and bigger fan of. This was just a hard-hitting match, man, and crazy stuff that El Clone can do. The thing where he, like, gets up and, like, rises very slowly and whatnot. It's just awesome, dude. And Mark Briscoe does retain his championship. And it's just like, who's going to answer the open challenge this Saturday at Collision? You know, who? I'll tell you who. And I got to say, the Psycho Killer entrance, the Tommaso Ciampa now being all elite, makes so much sense to me. This is the one WWE guy that came over here that I'm like, yeah, I think this is his actual home, because he can be Tommaso Ciampa and be the awesome, you know, person that we've been rooting for and never got a fair shake in WWE. But this just seems right. And that intro and that song, oh my gosh, perfection. Oh, and he looked great, too. He's ready to fight. And I was like, oh, my gosh, him and Mark Briscoe this Saturday at Collision. Ah! And I was like, Tony, at first I was like, oh, he's a psycho killer now. Oh, Tony, you got to put up the money. Psycho killer. That song. Because, Tony likes to put up money like that. But that's okay. No, this song was perfect. I love it. I love the entrance. I cannot wait for Tommaso Ciampa to take on Mark Briscoe. And now he's all elite. He's cut his first promo, too. I'm very excited. I was very like, oh, wow. This happened quick. Didn't Andrade do this as well? Is Tommaso Ciampa going to get in trouble, or did he get blessed to go do this? So we shall see, because the last time Andrade did this, he just disappeared after that. Then he came back. But I'm hoping that's the case, that Tommaso Ciampa got the blessing from WWE to make this jump, and I feel like this is the right fit for him here as the Psycho Killer. Then we have Renee with Kyle Fletcher and Okada. Kyle Fletcher forgives Okada. Do you know who's listening to that? Takeshita. He's like, because Takeshita and Okada, no nada, So, MJF and Brody King go back and forth. MJF has this really great lines like, this guy is so liberal and everything like that. Sure looks like a Nazi, Going after MJF and Brody exchanging back and forth, and Brody tells him Brody tells MJF like, hey man, me and Tony Khan talked, and you're right. I do need to beat somebody to be worthy of facing you for that championship. So me and Tony got this really great idea. And in an eliminator match, gonna talk there for a second. Me and you next week in Las Vegas, and I'm like, okay. MJF does like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm very excited about this match. I am very, very excited. Young Bucks package, Super Kick Party! I have Volume 1 and Volume 2 sitting on my desk right now. I found them from the Ring of Honor collection. I found a lot of my Ring of Honor DVDs. Old-timey stuff, too. Really want to go through those and review them and all of that, because I like physical media. And I used to collect a lot of wrestling DVDs. But where are we at? Okay. Then we have the World Championship on the line. Chris Statlander versus Tekla. Kind of wanted Tekla to win. But Chris Statlander and Tekla put on one hell of a match. I enjoyed it from top to bottom, but the results was not what I wanted. I wanted Tekla to be our champion, but I think she'll get her chance again. They're going to Grand Slam Australia. Maybe there. That would be cool. So, but Chris Statlander got the win. Willow and Harley come to celebrate with Chris Statlander. Then we get Megan and Penelope. Blah, 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 blah. Dawn. Oh, this was a good one. Kyle and Takeshita. He's like, you forgive Okada? You forgive Okada? How dare you bastard. Ricochet and Jack, they have their thing going on, loving it. Then we go right into, Andrade, Ricochet, I don't know. We're all over the place with these notes. But let's get into FTR versus Mark and Jake Doyle. Yes, I do hate FTR and all of it. I sometimes skip their segments a lot. But I know these guys can put on one banger of a tag team match. Especially with Mark Davis and Jake Doyle. These guys had a really, really awesome match. But I wanted Mark and Jake to get the win. I thought that would have been awesome. I thought it would have been sweet. I thought that would have been cool. But no. FTR retains their tag team championships. Stokely's on commentary. Here comes the Mox Cult. I'm like, will the Death Riders be my saviors? That's weird to say. Will they dethrone FTR? I hope. Then we have Renee with Orange Cassidy and Tony and Marina. And Marina says she's the one that's been giving the flowers to Mina. So, Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm have some relationship with each other. I don't know what that is, but they've been showing it on TV a lot. And Marina is looking great. I love Marina Shafir. Like, I wish she had better merchandise because I would get her merchandise. Might as well buy a Death Rider shirt, tank top, the one she wears sometimes. So, I like to see that. Then we have Swerve versus Andrade, and I will say this is my match of the night. Holy hell. And the outcome of Mr. Andrade getting the win over Swerve was insane to me. And now he's on the hunt. Yeah, he is on the hunt for that I almost said WWE, AEW World Championship. Oh my gosh, MJF. It's Don Callis on commentary, but Andrade on the hunt as well. Holy shit balls! Yeah, MJF has Brody. He had and Kenny and Hangman and now Andrade all on his tail. And what I loved this match so much. And I was surprised that Swerve lost. But Andrade did kick him in the balls. And you know how that does to the brain. It gets you down. Then we go right backstage, and I love this. This was some, I don't know, out of like a movie. Renee's talking to MJF, and MJF is like, I'm going to go beat Brody next week. These clowns can all do what they want. They can't touch the champ. And then here comes Kenny, and he's like, hey, because he's going to face Andrade next week. And I was like, oh, that's going to be a banger. That's going to be a banger. And he, and he tells him, like, yeah, I'll see you soon, champ, at Revolution. And Kenny puts out his hand. He's like, no. Then we follow MJF, and then here's Andrade, and Andrade's like, hey, sweet thing. He's like, I want that championship too. And MJF's like, what the fuck? And as he's going, we're following him, and he goes all the way to the car, and he grabs the door handle. Then the hand comes in frame, closes it, and it's Hangman Adam Page. And I was like, oh. And MJF just looks at him. He's like, oh, shit. And he gets in his car. He's like, drive. Then we just have Hangman standing there watching him drive away. And that's the way we end this show. And I was like, sweet baby Jesus. Who was there at Dynamite in Austin, Texas, January 28th, 2026? He was in the crowd. Jesus was here, folks. Jesus was here. Next week, they're in Las Vegas. Man, I love this Dynamite. From top to bottom. 5 out of 5. Oh, so good for this week. Swerve and Andrade is the match of the night. Moments of the night, there's so many. Oh, there's so many. All the stuff with Kitty, Hangman, and Swerve at the starting. You got this Okada, Kyle, Takeshita, like, relationship stuff going on. Like, what's going to happen? The Don Callis family going to come crashing down. Tony and Marita. Like, there's so much. But I really love the show. 5 out of 5. And this was a really good Dynamite. January 28th, 2026. Austin, Texas at the HEB Center. Tony Taz Excalibur on commentary. And that's it. Oh, and that's all. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit the subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
Championship. One dangerous man, Taz. Unpredictable as they come.